as that car is, as crushed as it is, because it's about a third of the normal length of a 71 Cuda, he isn't just destroyed himself. But he told me he walked away from it completely with a ripped pair of brand new jeans and a cut on his left knee.
If you're a die-hard Mopar enthusiast and haven't had the pleasure of immersing yourself in the world of Graveyard Carz, it's high time you tune in. You have a lot of ground to cover. This reality TV show is run out of the shop in Springfield, Oregon, and the shop's motto is, it's Mopar or no car. Mopar Lovers owes Mark Worman for the creation of Graveyard Carz. In fact, the show is owned by Mark Worman. Mark Worman's love affair with all things Mopar has been a lifelong journey. His expertise runs so deep that he operates his own shop, Welby's Car Care, where Mopars find their second lease on life. But his role as the creative force behind Graveyard Carz has earned him a spot in the hearts of Mopar lovers worldwide. Over the years, Graveyard Carz has evolved from just another show to an established lifestyle brand and has run for 17 long seasons, but not without its own peculiar set of problems with creative differences and controversies centered around its creator, Mark Worman. Join us as we dig into what really happened to Mark Worman from Graveyard Carz.
Freak, I have a question for you.
Oh, Mark.
What do you know about that?
I did it.
Why would you do that?
I need to paint the nut for the valve cover.
Mark has spent so much of his life as a Mopar enthusiast that it's now part of his identity. It's hard to differentiate him from that life, and it's not easy to summarize all the experiences he's garnered. Growing up as a young boy in Oregon, Mark was the inquisitive car guy who shunned anything academic in favor of anything related to mechanical. He was born on August 21st, 1962. He has an older sister, Tara Worman. Unfortunately for Mark, disaster struck when he was just 12. He lost his father to cancer and spent the rest of his life raised by Ruby Worman, his mother. While his love of Mopars was a defining moment in his life, Mark has always had someone to look up to, even when things were dark and unpleasant. Mark learned the virtues of hard work and tenacity from his mother, who raised him in a low-income family. However, due to problems at home, Mark hated going to school. He attended Springfield Junior High and dropped out halfway through the 9th. He took different jobs and started pursuing his interest in cars by spending hours exploring car magazines. At 16, Mark bought his first car. It was a 70s Dodge Charger with a 383 double-barrel engine and FK5 burnt orange color. Mark started his automotive career working in an auto body shop. He worked as a pump jockey boy in Springfield garages and gradually learned vehicle repair skills. After years of working as a mechanic, he was promoted to oversee a group in a management role. Mark would later understand the importance of education to his journey, so he earned his GED at a local college. However, he stayed true to his love for Mopar by consuming Mopar parts catalogs and Chrysler option codes. Mark was so obsessed with parts, numbers, and options that he became a walking encyclopedia of Dodge and Plymouth data. Mark explains that his love of these vehicles was the main reason why it was so easy for him to learn about them and study them. He dove into it once he learned the science of memorizing number parts and codes. Mark's encyclopedic knowledge of Mopars has become priceless in today's high-stakes world of sought-after classic vehicles. To Mark, these Mopars are not just cars, they're time machines that whisk him back to a bygone era.
Q1 blue, which matches the original paint quarters, which matches the original paint firewall, which matches the fender tag and the upper cowl panel and the upper radiator support, all tell me this car is a real live 1968 Dodge Dart GTS 340.
They offer a unique glimpse into the very essence of a person's identity. For Mark, the allure of Mopars is more than just mechanical, it's deeply personal. These cars have a knack for conjuring vivid memories of his youth when your car was more than just a means of transportation, it was a reflection of who you were. Mark fondly recalls those days when he cruised the streets in his beloved 1970 Dodge Charger while his cousin proudly owned a Plymouth Barracuda. Their choices were unconventional, just like they were, and they stood out in a sea of Camaros and Mustangs, much like Mopars do today. As if by fate, Mark's journey took an unexpected turn when the local Wonder Bread building in Springfield closed its doors. At just 23 years old, he seized the opportunity to create his own automotive haven. It was a bold move, but Mark's passion for Mopars and his unwavering belief in their uniqueness propelled him forward. he converted the building to a 3-bay repair garage, which became Welby's Car Care Center. His knowledge of car parts and their numbers and codes made him an exceptional mechanic. There were no search engines to look up parts and order them, so Mark had to take time walking through junkyards or old parts manuals to look at parts and their numbers. Mike's penchant for fixing Mopars would be crucial to his rise to fame as a reality TV star and CEO of a film and television production company. The idea for a reality TV show was conceived by Mark when he embarked on the restoration of a 1971 Plymouth Barracuda in the early 2010s. Mark's quest to unearth the perfect Mopar gem led him on a relentless search. Eventually, he found a car nicknamed Phantom Cuda. Despite its sorry state, Mark's client recognized the diamond in the rough and decided to take the risk. As the restoration unfolded, so did the concept for a unique television series. The cameras rolled as the Phantom Cuda underwent its dramatic transformation, giving birth to what would become an hour-long pilot episode. Mark and his team fervently pitched the show to various networks, encountering numerous rejections. The primary hurdle was the show's niche nature, a testament to its sole focus on Mopar restorations. However, Mark persevered, choosing to forge ahead with the project. Determined, he and his team continued filming, ultimately amassing 6 episodes, each shot in high definition. This bold strategy would prove crucial as fortune smiled upon them when an Australian production company recognized the show's potential and acquired the rights to distribute it internationally. The show ultimately found its home in the offices of Motor Trend, a network that appreciated its unique charm. Mike's inspiration for the name Graveyard Carz came from Halloween, old monster movies, and bringing dead cars back to life from the grave. He compared it to an old black and white film from 1968, Night of the Living Dead. He chose a name from about 20 to 30 names he already had made up. Since it premiered in 2012, Graveyard Carz has run for 17 long and successful seasons.
You got a driver's license and registration, boy?
No, officer, I don't.
You got no driver's license?
No.
You know you gotta have a driver's license and registration and insurance to drive a vehicle.
On Graveyard Carz, Mark is both a top dog and creator. He serves as producer, director, and cast member. However, he does the show with the assistance of his multi-talented daughter, Alyssa Rose, who appears on the show regularly. Rose is married to Josh Rose, a fellow cast member who's been on the show since the first 4 seasons. Despite being successful, Graveyard Carz has not been without problems. The terrible working relationship among several ghouls, the nickname for the Graveyard Carz cast members, is a well-known topic among the show's fans.
I believe that Josh went in and he attempted to wash these with muriatic acid. Can anybody see that? Do those look clean with muriatic acid?
Josh and Darren were continuously arguing, which harmed the show. Holly Chedester also left the show due to Darren's behavior. There are also unfounded rumors that many Graveyard Carz cast members leave the show because Mark Worman shortchanged them. And there's also chatter on forums about a lawsuit due to shoddy work done in a lime green 70s Charger. The supposed owner of the Dodge Charger, who goes by Rex, has a Facebook page titled Graveyard Frauds, warning people not to trust their Mopars to Mark Worman. The owner said he bought the car to be used as a daily driver, but only had it for a month or 2 before it was in an accident. After the accident, the vehicle was declared a total loss, but Rex wanted it restored to its original condition, so he took the other party's insurance company's offer to allow him to keep the car. The other party's insurance was willing to pay $30,000 to fix the damage, and Mark Worman agreed to take on the challenge of repairing the car for that amount. When the car was fixed, the owner was unhappy with the result. However, Graveyard Carz explained that prior damage to the car has been concealed and sculpted with mud before the accident. The car was a fluke that wasn't as solid as the owner had believed. Mark Worman has weathered every challenge thrown against him. His journey has been one of resilience and unwavering dedication. The online presence of Graveyard Carz and Mark Worman has flourished, with a highly successful YouTube channel boasting 180,000 subscribers. He consistently releases captivating restoration videos on the platform, each dedicated to breathing new life into Mopars. It's a testament to Mark's commitment to sharing his passion and expertise with enthusiasts worldwide. Mark Worman remains a pillar of the Mopar community in Springfield, Oregon, which he continues to call home. His collection of Mopar treasures includes iconic classics like the 1970 Dodge Charger, the 1971 Plymouth Barracuda, the 1971 Plymouth Roadrunner, and the 1971 Dodge Charger. These cars aren't just vehicles, they're pieces of automotive history lovingly preserved by a true aficionado. In addition to his dedication to Graveyard Carz, Mark still oversees Welby's Car Care Center, the shop that laid the foundation for his automotive empire. With various sources of income, including the show, merchandise, and his own car care business, Mark Worman has accrued an estimated net worth of over $2 million as of 2023.